Hi, welcome to Bugging in the RV. Today we got this first warm weekend of March, and I'm up here on the RV replacing a vent cover. I actually stepped on it when I was covering the RV for the winter. I cracked it. Luckily I didn't go through the vent itself, but I got to replace the cover. I ordered a new one online, and it was a perfect fit as a vent line. Very easy to remove. I simply just cranked it up, pulled it off of the slider, and undid the clasp in the middle of the hinge, which I'll show you in a minute. And I'm going to put the new one on now, and hopefully it'll fit, and we'll have a cover, and we can get camping. Here you can see the vent with the cover off of it. The hinge is over here, and the piece I'm pointing to right there is the retainer clip. That's what holds the vent in. Right here is the slider, which will slide down the middle of the vent. It'll slide along here, and that's what allows the vent to move up and down. It slides up and down it as it moves. I'm going to go inside the RV. I'm going to crank it up so I can get to it, and we'll install it. Alright, now we got the lever up. All we're going to do is remove this retainer clip that keeps the vent on. I can do that with my hand. That's the retainer clip. I'm going to slide the slider down the ridge of the vent, making sure that it's pointed the right way. Then I'm going to line up the hinges. This vent's got enough flex to push the hinge retainers on the vent onto the hinge without having to undo the slider. Once the hinge is attached, we simply put the retaining clip back on. We'll put the vent down, and we'll be ready to go. You know, replacing this vent cover got me thinking. It didn't take very much force when I stepped on this vent to break it. I actually didn't step all the way through it. I just simply really touched it with my foot. And it cracked it pretty significantly. It got me thinking that you know, this could be something that happened during a storm. If we were to be using the RV in a situation that we needed it as a backup, and a light hailstorm, or even some branches falling, even though they're not significant enough to hurt the RV, it could be significant enough to crack the vent covers and essentially render us with a big hole in the roof. So I think that this is going to be one of the things that I store an extra part or two. I also noticed that we have two vent covers in our RV, and they're both different. They both have a different type of hinge mechanism, which means that I can either store one of each, or I can replace one. I think short term I'm going to store one of each, and I think long term I'm going to replace one or both of the vents to be an automatic vent system that I can turn on, and it will vent it if it gets to a certain temperature inside the RV, and if it starts raining, they close on their own. and shut the fan down. That way I can control the heat in the summertime. I've got a way to control the heat in the wintertime, and that gives me a way to control it in the summertime as well. But I think short term I'm going to store one of each, just in case. They're relatively cheap, and seeing as how easy they break, I think that would be a wise decision to do. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you back again very soon and bugging in the RV.